iHeart, get ready. Fantasy football is here. Welcome to the Scout Fantasy Show. ScoutFantasy.com is home to the Fantasy Football World Championships and the best players in the world. Real money winners giving their secrets to help you win. Now exclusively on iHeart. This is the Scout Fantasy Show with your host, the one, the only, Dr. Roto.
Dr. Roto. Get out the insurance cards. Get out the copay. The office is open, my friends. All right, I promise you that we will preview Thursday's game between the Raiders and Chiefs. But before we do that, let's get started with some news and notes to talk about in the NFL. First of all, RG3 will be the starting quarterback for the Cleveland Browns this weekend. Does this surprise me? Absolutely not. This was to be expected. The Browns know it's not Josh McCown. The Browns know it's not Cody Kessler. They know their next quarterback's not one of those two guys. Cody Kessler might be a backup in the NFL. I'm not sure he's a starter. Josh McCown, we know, is like 400 years old, so they need to see what RG3 has. They need to see what RG3 has going on. If RG3 can still do it, maybe they can take Myles Garrett next year with the number one pick. Maybe they could take Leonard Fournette with their number one pick. Maybe they don't have to take a quarterback. But if RG3 is garbage over the next 3 weeks, you know what they're going to do. You know they're going to take a quarterback. They'll have to. Or they'll have to sign a quarterback in free agency. So right now, much like the Jets, the woeful Browns and the woeful Jets are in the same predicament. They've got to see their roster of their players before they go into the end of the year. They've got to make evaluations before they know what they want to do. So RG3's in there. What does that mean? It ain't going to be good. It ain't going to be good. Okay? I didn't wake up this morning saying to myself, RG3's in there. They're going to get their first win. That said, I do think they have a chance for their first win. I do. I think they have a chance for their first win. Are they going to get it? It's all about RG3. But I'll still play the Cincinnati Bengals defense, and I'll feel really good about it. All right, more news. So I live in Southwest Florida, as you know, and I go to Bank of America, and one of the tellers there, turns out, her cousin Sammy Watkins. Who would have thunk it? She's a very nice lady, and I said, your cousin's a great player. I wish he could stay healthy. And she goes, I know. He loves playing football. He just loves it, but he can't stay healthy. And Sammy Watkins is a Bills fan. But right now, man, I don't know. I still think he has a good week this week. He is practicing on Thursday. I think he's playing. He's not 100% healthy, but if the Bills want to make the playoffs, it's all about Sammy Watkins right now. Looks like Robert Woods is back as well. Not like I expect him to do anything, but he's back as well. Okay? So, now, right now, it looks, Adam Schefter is reporting that Julio Jones-Roto is expected to play, but Mohamed Sanu, not. If he doesn't play, you'll see more Justin Hardy, more Taylor Gabriel, but could you imagine if you didn't have Julio Jones-Roto and Mohamed Sanu? That could be a real mess. That could be a real mess. But I think Taylor Gabriel's interesting. I do. I think Taylor Gabriel's interesting. And what did I say before the season started? I may actually be right for the wrong reasons. I had said I worried about Julio Jones-Roto because I thought that the Falcons were going to stink. And if the Falcons were going to stink, they wouldn't play him. Well, the Falcons don't stink. They're actually pretty good. But at the same time, he may not play because he's injured. So I was right on half of it, but we'll have to see. JPP, done for the season. But what's going to happen next year? With the Giants, is he back? I don't know about that. That'll be interesting for Giant fans. Losing JPP, going to cost them a whole lot of money. All right, who got a whole lot of money? Robert Alford got a whole lot of money. Why? I don't know why that happened. I don't think he's that good. I think Desmond Trufant's very good. I think Robert Alford's athletic, but he's not very good. But at least they have a cornerback. At least they have two. Ryan Matthews looks like he's going to play. looks like he's going to play this week. I would get him in my lineups. Cleared and ready to go. So let me just say this. I'm starting him for the following reasons. The Redskins' run defense is not very good. Wendell Smallwood didn't do enough to show me anything. Darren Sproles is going to play no matter what. I think there's going to be a healthy dose of Ryan Matthews this week. I like him. I do. I like him. I don't think he's a great start, but I think he's a good enough start. Good enough start. There's a report from the Monday Morning Quarterback about Jeff Fisher has a bad relationship with Les Snead, but they both got extensions. What does that tell you? It tells you how screwed up the Rams are. It tells you how screwed up the Rams are. All right, more news and notes. I'm worried about Doug Martin. I am. I had thought Doug Martin was looking pretty good, but Jason Braddock, I got to give him credit. He was right. If Doug Martin cannot pick it up, you may see a three-headed hydra in Tampa. Charles Sims, Jacquizz Rodgers, Doug Martin. Whoever's playing the best is going to get the opportunities, right? Whoever's playing the best is going to get the opportunities, which means you can't rely on any of that. Now, if I'm Dirk Cutter, I don't disagree with that. These guys are all, fungible. One in, one out. I don't care. Whoever's going to do the job for me. We've seen Martin play well. We've seen Jacquizz Rodgers play very well. We haven't seen Charles Sims play exceptionally well, but we know he has ability. So I would watch that very carefully over the next few weeks, and I don't know if I'd start any one of those guys with confidence. I'm starting 3 guys on Tampa with confidence. 1, Jameis Winston. Plays the Saints twice over the next 3 weeks. I'm starting him with confidence. 2, Mike Evans. Mike Evans is an outstanding receiver. And if we have to draft over again, Mike Evans is going to be really high there. It's going to be very high. I'm going to check something out. I'll take a look at it in a second. And the third guy is a man named Cameron Brate. And Cameron Brate's been very good, very underrated. I liked him before, right? I liked him before. We talked about him in the offseason. My friend Joey Brown knows I talked about Cameron Brate. Didn't I, Joey? I said to everybody I loved Brate. Didn't like ASJ. And Cameron Brate's been pretty good. Right? He's been pretty good. So smart, tough, good player. But I want to give you the numbers here. I want to give you the numbers. And let's see. Year to date, in a PPR format, the number 1 receiver with 267.10 points as at this point right now, according to the league that I run, Antonio Brown. Do you know who number 2 is? Mike Evans. Mike Evans, number 2. So if we had a Julio Jones Roto, 3, just a smidge behind Mike Evans. Mike Evans is 251.8, and Julio Jones Roto is 251.3. Odell Beckham Jr. Roto, 4th at 234. I think it's pretty interesting. I'm going to write that down. So 267, then 251.8. 251.3, 234.5. I want to check out running backs. Watch. David Johnson, 334.9. Zeke, 278.7. Third is Melvin Gordon at 261. DeMarco Murray is at 259. So we can argue that the only receiver who's ahead of any of these running backs is Antonio Brown. What does that tell you? That's pretty interesting to me. David Johnson, 334.9. But let's get to quarterbacks for a second. And I think this is where I'm actually blown away. I really am. I'm blown away. Drew Brees in my league is 365 points. And my league's pretty similar to the leagues that we play, the online championship, the fantasy football world championship. It's pretty similar. Matt Ryan, 351. When did Matt Ryan go in the draft? Round 14. Aaron Rodgers, third at 344. Kirk Cousins at 329. When did he go? So he's the 4th best quarterback. When did he go? Round 11? Round 11. Derek Carr, 306. Mariota, 298. Cam Newton, 256. So let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Cam Newton, the 16th best quarterback in fantasy football as of this point. Will he end there? Probably not. I think he could probably sneak into top 14, top 12 maybe. But wow. Just wow. Now, I know Tom Brady's lower, but Tom Brady missed a few games. You had Tom Brady's numbers back in there. It's probably in the top 3, right? But still, pretty crazy. I think that's very interesting. Tight ends, you know who the number 1 tight end in fantasy football is this year? Travis Kelce, number 1 at 170 points. Greg Olsen, 168. What does that tell you about Greg Olsen at 168? How putrid has he been the last few weeks? He's at 168, right? And here's his last few weeks. 1 for 11, 5 for 52, 5 for 39, 4 for 33, 4 for 45, 3 for 30. That just goes to show you how good he was the first 6 weeks. He should be number 1 by tons. And actually, he's one of the reasons that one of my teams didn't do as well as it should have. I was in on Olsen, and he did nothing the last few weeks. Jeremy Graham at 166, Delaney Walker at 152, Jordan Reed at 152. Dropping off to Cameron Brate, 135.8. Cameron Brate, the 6th best tight end in fantasy football. Mike Evans, the 2nd best receiver. Do you think the Buccaneers, getting back to my original point, do you think the Buccaneers need Doug Martin or Charles Sims or Jacquizz Rodgers to be great? No, they just need to be good enough. All right, here's another tidbit for you. I'll give you a guy. You want a guy? I'll give you a guy. Justin Forsett. Now, Justin Forsett's been all over the map this year. He was with the Ravens. He wasn't. He's with the Ravens. He's back. He's gone. But he's in the perfect spot right now. The perfect spot for fantasy impact. First of all, I don't think that Devontae Booker's playing well. I don't think he's playing very well. Secondly, the Broncos need to win to make the playoffs. And I think Justin Forsett has the skill set to go to Denver right now and make a difference and an impact. I can't believe I'm saying that, but I think he's good enough to make an impact. So I'm just telling you guys, don't be shocked to see Justin Forsett have some value this week. Will I play him in seasonal? Most likely not, but I did pick him up in a seasonal league. I'm in a 14-team league, the DFS Crossover League, with Drew Dinkmeyer and Tommy G and Jeff Manns, a bunch of good players. I picked up Justin Forsett. You better believe it. I might need him. I got a bye this week. I'm all right with that. We'll see what happens next week. I might be starting Justin Forsett. That's what I'm saying. All right, remember the other thing about Thursdays. You're going to see guys not in practice. They're not playing. They're limited. Just relax. All I want you to do is just relax when you hear that information, okay? Because we don't know what that means. We don't really know what that means. We'll know a lot more tomorrow. We'll know a lot more on Friday than we do today. So don't panic when Michael Thomas is out of practice with a foot injury. Don't panic when Theo Riddick is out of practice with a wrist injury. That's Thursday. What about Friday? I want to see Friday before I get nervous. And then on Friday, I want to see whether they say it's a game time decision or if they call it early. If they call it early, good for fantasy owners. If they don't, we'll react. We'll figure it out. All right, now I want to take a look at the Thursday night game. So first of all, Derek Carr. Pretty good start tonight. The Chiefs have been very generous to quarterbacks. I don't think that should end tonight with Derek Carr. Derek Carr is playing at a very, very, very high level. So I think, and they have an excellent offensive line. I think he has a good night. What about the opposing quarterback, Alex Smith? I think this could be an Alex Smith game. I do. I think that Oakland is not a great pass defense. I don't think he's a top 10 passer this week, but I think he's a top 15 guy. I'm not going to use him. I'm not going to feel great about it, but I think it'll be better than normal. I do like the running game tonight. I like Spencer Ware. It might be a little cold in Kansas City. I think Spencer Ware has a good night. I see him getting 100 yards and a touchdown. And I really like Lat Murray. I love Latavius Murray. He's been running at a very, very high level. Jack Dell, leather jacket's been using him. Stop DeAndre Washington. Jalen Richards, more of a third down guy. I think he's really going with Lat Murray. I like him. I do. All right, it's wide receiver and tight end that it gets very messy. So first, I'm going to break down the Raiders. I'm worried about Michael Crabtree tonight. I'm not using him with any confidence. I think he sees Marcus Peters more than you expect. He's on Marcus Peters' side of the field. That's going to limit Michael Crabtree and give Amari Cooper a better week. That being said, Amari Cooper's never really had great starts against the Chiefs. But if he's going to have a good start, tonight should be the night. But I don't love Amari Cooper this week. I like him. I don't love him. Like, not love. So, don't love Crabtree. Prefer Cooper. Like Lat Murray. Where's he going to throw to? Clive Walford? Maybe Seth Roberts? But I don't think it's going to be Crabtree. On the other side, Jeremy Maclin is bothering me big time. He's in my way because I don't know what to do with Jeremy Maclin. I don't know how to predict what Jeremy Maclin's going to do. I don't. Is he going to get a lot of targets or is he not? He's their number one receiver. But if he comes back, does that mean there's fewer targets for Tyreek Hill? Sadly, I think so. Don't want to take Tyreek Hill out of my lineup, but because this guy's got big upside, especially in leagues that use return yards or return touchdowns. But I think Tyreek Hill becomes more of a gadget guy than a main guy. What if I tell you he gets 6 targets instead of 11? Because they got to give Maclin 5 or 6. And the other guy who gets hammered is Travis Kelce. Travis Kelce's been on fire. What did I just tell you? He's been the best tight end in fantasy football this year. But I think those numbers are going to go down because Maclin's return is going to make it harder for Travis Kelce. And what do I want more than anything? More than anything, I need and demand predictability. If I can't predict what's going to happen, I can't trust it. And if I can't trust it, I can't rely on it, and I can't give good advice about it. So I'm petrified about Travis Kelce. I am. I'm really worried about Travis Kelce tonight. And I'm worried about Tyreek Hill. And because I'm worried about these guys, it just gives me pause. So I have no pause with Spencer Ware. I have no pause with Lat Murray. I have no pause with Amari Cooper. I do have pause with Michael Crabtree. I do have pause with Tyreek Hill. I do have pause with Jeremy Maclin. And I do have pause with Travis Kelce. That being said, I think it's going to be a really good game this week. And this is one of the few Thursday games that I'm actually looking forward to watching because I think it's going to be a good game. But that said, I think there's going to be a fantasy nightmare. So I won't start Maclin. I will start Kelce in every seasonal league, but not in DFS. And I will most likely start Tyreek Hill. I will not start Michael Crabtree because I'm worried about Marcus Peters, and Michael Crabtree's had a lot of drops recently, and I will start Amari Cooper. And that's what I'm doing tonight. It's confusing. I get it. I know it's confusing. But, hey, it's fantasy playoffs. We've got to win. Speaking of winning, I want you to be a winner. And I want you to go to scoutfantasy.com. I want you to enter the promo code ROTO. That's ROTO. You pay for 1 month, we'll get you 2 more for free. We'll get you winning advice. The advice forums will be in the forums tonight before the game. We'll be there Sunday. We'll be on the radio all Saturday and Sunday. We at the Scout Army want you guys to win your fantasy football leagues. Trust me when I tell you that. There's nothing more than we want. You're getting advice from guys who are high-stakes players, high-stakes winners, and of course that great DFS information, right? The Scout scores not only for the NBA, but of course for the NFL. So before you put your teams in, I want you to check out what we're doing at scoutfantasy.com entering the promo code ROTO. That's ROTO. Pay for 1 month, you get 2 more for free. All right, guys, enjoy tonight's game. Should be a good one. We're back tomorrow for the game previews. So this is Dr. Roto saying be well and take care.
Thanks for listening to the Scout Fantasy Show. There's never been a better time to join the Scout Army. Visit scoutfantasy.com. Use the promo ROTO for 2 months free. And don't forget, fantasy players, please thumbs up the podcast on the iHeart app. See you next time. Go Scouts!